El-Rufai can never be sold to any political system in Nigeria and can be bought. I'm assuring you this. What El-Rufai is doing is being jealous of what is happening in southern Kaduna. The things that they refuse us, we are getting it on a platter of gold. And he's very, very angry with El-Rufai, with Tinubu, very angry with Ubasani, because they have changed the types of the things that he has sold to the people of Kaduna State and Nigeria at large. Whether El-Rufai say you can define El-Rufai in what sphere, the truth is that it's appealing to certain section of people. Those people that it's appealing to, we like all the kind of negative narratives he's saying against southern Kaduna people. But the bottom line is this. A lot of people like you have lived in Kaduna, and you can testify. Is the ordinary southern Kaduna man violent? Or does it mean if you are protecting what you have, your inheritance, that now translates into you being a violent person? All the narratives that they sold to the whole world, that the cattle settler conflict, which is, of course, everybody knows is falsehood. Now, how can you live when you labor for so many months and then somebody brings his cattle or cows into the farm to eat your crops, and then you are not going to defend? And now, when you defend yourself, it has become a crime. When did self-defense becomes a crime in this country for a crowd out loud? The truth is this. In trying to deal with southern Kaduna has demarcated El-Rufai politically nationwide, and that is why it's fighting back. El-Rufai can never be sold to any political system in Nigeria and can be bought. I'm assuring you this. What El-Rufai is doing is being jealous of what is happening in southern Kaduna. The things that they refuse us, we are getting it on a platter of gold. And he's very, very angry with El-Rufai, with Tinubu, very angry with Ubasani, because they have changed the types of the things that he has sold to the people of Kaduna State and Nigeria at large. The idea of the Muslim ticket by El-Rufai is not to benefit people, is to put certain section of people in disarray and in continuous, in perpetual pains, and which, of course, he thought that people like Tinubu will now key into that kind of narrative. But they came and then changed the types of everything, and that is why El-Rufai today is a wounded lion.
We had high hope. Unfortunately, it wasn't long. He turned our hope into sorrow. Southern Kaduna became an area where every week you are either burying people 20, 30, or 40. Large number of people were kidnapped. If you even cry out and show concern that things have happened to you, El-Rufai do not have that human sympathy or empathy to show concern. Instead, he will address you badly. He will castigate you and even call you names. Well, he had his tenure and his tenure is over. But this statement he made 2 days ago, he actually started making that statement when he was planning to bring his Muslim ticket to Kaduna. In one of his interviews, precisely in December 2016, he now said that Southern Kaduna were actually 30%. That's why some of us find it very interesting to hear him now saying that Southern Kaduna are 25%. The question here is that which data did he use? Is it the data by the National Population Commission or his self-created data? I had the privilege to be part of the National Population Commission exercise of 2006-2007. I remember very well that when the population figure came out, Southern Kaduna had increased beyond what you can imagine. As I said in my statement, the Kaduna Sharia Committee threatened Namodi Sambo to take MPC to court because they felt that the Southern Kaduna population was more than what in their own thinking it should be. I was even asked to serve in a committee at that time. And I told them I'm not going to serve in a committee. I would prefer we meet them in court so that we can justify our figures. Fortunately for us, they saw reason and they had no reason to continue and backed out. El-Rufai came up with this divisive idea by equating the population of Southern Kaduna with the Muslims in Plateau, because that was the language he used in 2016. He said the Muslims in the Plateau are 30%, just like the Christians in Kaduna are 30%. So if the Muslims in Plateau are not giving deputy governor, the Christians in Kaduna State shouldn't be giving deputy governor. He deliberately brought that kind of conversation to use it to justify his agenda. Now that he is no more, instead of allowing Kaduna to live in peace and knowing that he had no accurate and credible data, he is still coming back again to further insult the people he allowed to be killed, to further insult the people he allowed to pass through pens, the people he used Kaduna State money to develop one side and abandon them.
All right,
that's why we want Nigerians to know that I've listened several times when people want to justify this selfish and narrow-minded argument about our population. The impression is that, no, the Southern Kaduna people are Christians, and in Christian theology, people do not marry more than a wife. So they cannot give, most of them who are in the cities that we know give birth to 3 children, 2 children, 4 children. And I can prove them wrong. I don't even just want to say it on the media. I want people to move to Southern Kaduna, to move to villages. I can call my brother Sam, who is my younger brother or cousin. Sam has more than 7 and 8 children. I can call Kaura, who is also my brother, who has about 18 children with 3 wives. You see, because I, Pastor Hayab, chose to have 1 wife and few children, have not in any way make others not to have children. So that argument itself is false. And we have many other reasons to prove that our people have children. We don't inflict figures the way we know it is being done in other parts of northern Nigeria. We want our real figure to be seen, and our figure is enough to prove that we are over that percentage as he said. If you put Southern Kaduna as just the 8 local government that make up Southern Kaduna Senatorial District, we are even more than 35%. If you put Southern Kaduna with Kajuru and Chukun local government and Kaduna South, part of Kaduna South, and also put Southern Kaduna with Lere local government, we are above 50%. So anybody who will come today to tell us that Southern Kaduna is 25% or 30% is not fair.
All right.
Go back to the National Population Census and look at the figures.
Because some Nigerians think this conversation is more than the population. I mean, he also says he regrets, or he has no regret about his policies towards the Southern Kaduna region. And I'm wondering, what was your immediate reaction when you heard that statement? Did it come across as dismissive of the pain or concerns of the people from the region? Do you think this kind of public stance emboldens division or discourages healing?
Any and every reasonable and sensible leader, be him a political leader, a military leader, a traditional leader, a religious leader, should not make such kind of statement on his people. The people who gave you mandate to govern them, the people who gave you opportunity to lead them for 8 years, you will say what you did to them. You have no regret. Simply, El-Rufai is saying he has no regret when he collected huge billions of naira in the name of urban renewal and chose not to develop Southern Kaduna and abandon Southern Kaduna, but in payment, Southern Kaduna people will be part of those who will be paying the loan. He has no regret about that. For those who do not know Kaduna, when El-Rufai collected huge loan for his urban renewal, he started constructing roads in the northern part of Kaduna. In southern part of Kaduna, that is even in Kaduna metropolis, in Barnawa and Sabuntesha, if you drive to that place now as I'm speaking to you in this studio, you will see a spot where he brought Buhari to commission the road, but abandoned over 1 to 3 kilometers of the road. Nothing has been done because he eventually squandered the money before he left, and he has no regret. Southern Kaduna were killed, maimed. He even claimed to have given bandit money in the name to stop killing in Southern Kaduna, only to have armed them to get more weapons to kill us in hundreds, kill our wives, kill our children, kill our mothers, cause us to be doing mass burial every day, which we've not done in the past 2 years. And I believe that's the reason why he is worried and is making this kind of statement. He still have no regret. That shows you that he is a leader who had no conscience. Even if we do not understand him, I think a responsible leader will say, I'm deeply sorry. Most of the things I did it in good conscience. But if it hurts you, I'm sorry. But to say he has no regret shows you that he is not only doing it, he did it deliberately to hurt us. He did it deliberately to cause us pain. He did it deliberately to shame us as Christians. He did it deliberately to make us look as if we are not human. Unfortunately, he failed, because after all he did, we are even stronger and better off than what he did before. Let me give you one scenario. A young boy in Sabuntesha. Sabuntesha is in Kaduna. Sabuntesha is just about 2.5 kilometers away from the main heart of Kaduna. The boy, his mother took him one day to the city, or to the other part of Kaduna North, just to go and buy something. When the boy saw that part of Kaduna, he told his mother, We are not living in Kaduna. And the mother asked him why. He said, how can we live in such a very bad road and then Kaduna looks like this? Then this one is not Kaduna. That was the Kaduna El-Rufai gave to us.
Right.
That was the kind of Kaduna El-Rufai was going to media and telling. So he has no regret because he deliberately wanted to cheat us, cheat the next generation. But you see, God has a way. I've told our people that you see, if El-Rufai chose not to construct road for us so that we'll continue to go to mechanics, if God is God, a time will come, another governor will come, who will realize that all the roads where El-Rufai have built are good. And he will come and build our own roads.
All right,
and
Reverend.
That time our road will be newer, and then those roads will be old.
So, Reverend, having mentioned these specific policies that were unjust or harmful to the Southern Kaduna people, were there any attempts by Khan or community leaders to challenge these policies during his tenure? And if that happened, what was the government's response when these concerns were raised?
I want to put it clear to Nigerians to know, El-Rufai is not my enemy. El-Rufai just became a leader who do not have empathy and lack human conscience. And that's why I challenge him. But El-Rufai knows very well that I was among those who promoted him thinking he is a civilized person, he is someone who will do different. Unfortunately, he did not do it. When El-Rufai started this policy of division, policy of neglect, the first thing he did, one among the first things he did was to come on the TV like this and said that the Southern Kaduna people did not vote him when he came to power in 2015. And I went to him. I didn't come to on television. I went to him one-on-one. If he's watching me, he will know I did this. I sat and I told him, why will you even say this? He was saying, I said, wait a minute, let's just use 3 local governments. Number 1, Jama'ah local government. In the election of 2015, the total vote cast in that local government was 86,000 votes. You got 39,300 and something votes. And the other PDP candidate got 40-something thousand votes. And he now say, oh, it is true, Reverend. I actually got 47.8%. So why are you saying, and the requirement of the law is for you to just have 25% in certain number of local government. In Kachia local government, the total vote cast was over 62,000. And the difference between him and the other person was just 1,000. Kachia is in Southern Kaduna, Jama'ah is in Southern Kaduna. But let me come back. In Kadoko local government, he won. It is Southern Kaduna. In Kauru local government, he won. Even in Sanga. And I asked him, why will you say they didn't vote for you? He now say he's sorry, he's going to correct that, but because he had already prepared his mind to deal with the people.
Who is our guest this morning and is joining us virtually. Mr. Tarabakato, thank you so much for speaking with us this morning. I'm sure that you must have listened to the former governor of your state when he did make these allegations, and you heard that of the Office of the National Security Advisor, and also you've also heard the pushback from the former governor once more. You live in Kaduna State, and it will seem that when insecurity was the issue in Kaduna State, your people bore the brunt. Can you tell us what exactly you know about this matter?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mope. It's a pleasure being with you. When El-Rufai comes out to make statement, I feel a sense of sympathy for him. This is a man who had been described by former President Obasanjo as a pathological liar and a madman. Each time El-Rufai comes out to conduct himself, he continues to prove this character well said by President Obasanjo about him. El-Rufai, no sooner he was inaugurated as governor of Kaduna State, among the first utterances he made was that there are only 30% Christians in Kaduna State. And he didn't stop there. He went to say that the Southern Kaduna people should ignore the issue of indigenes and settlers dichotomy. That is his panacea for peace, alluding that the attacks in southern Kaduna were something of a communal clash. Yet it is the same El-Rufai who told the world that he traveled to Chad, Niger, and Mali and compensated the harassment killers. And the same man today is coming out to say that it is wrong to pay compensation to bandits. Now, in the history of this bandit attacks in this country, El-Rufai had been the first person to, demonstrate the idea of paying compensation to bandits. And for him now to come and condemn it, governance of El-Rufai. El-Rufai see governance as a license to do and undo. Here is a man, few days to his departure as a governor, roll out bulldozers to a community in southern Kaduna and started pulling down houses. You see, he has confirmed the character ascribed to him as a madman. And
Mr. Terabakato, I do know, in all honesty, that there is no love lost between the people, Sokapu, your union, and, the former governor of your state. However, I'm still going to request that you, mind the choice of words that you use. You made reference to former President Olusegun Obasanjo saying that he described him as a pathological liar. Now, the former governor of your state served as a minister. It's unclear what happened between himself and the former president. However, if you have evidence that in this particular matter which we have brought up, that he is lying.
Welcome back. I know many of you must have listened to all that have been said here by all these persons out there. Though it's been long that we normally know that this guy called El-Rufai is not a guy of peace. It's not a guy who will bring any better thing to this country. See, every one of you knows, okay, in deep part of people will be okay, they bring all these terrorists to this country. That is why you see all these guys will be say don't harm now, don't come outside now, don't they go against them after he come out, come they talk one thing, whether not 3 days ago, before this ago, for una to know say this guy he don't get any plan. He won't plan will be say okay, he get not just make sure say your own personal interest work out. Now wetin you get. And for those of una will be say okay, and again when I want to talk on this, you're gonna drop it when I get to talk inside comment section. And also if na today be na first time, make una like, share, make una subscribe. Thank you.